Thanks for being here. This week in practice, I've been thinking about this idea that everything is love. So when we are moving through the world and we're having interactions with people, everything is either an extension of love or a cry out for love. And so when we move through relationships and interactions with this reminder, then when someone is acting, or even when we are acting in a way, and our actions and our words maybe are coming off as not loving, it's typically, I think, this hint to us that there's someone or ourselves are reaching out for love. There's a perceived lack of love. And so we are reaching or grasping to try to pull love in and receive love. And sometimes that can happen in a very distorted way. But I think this is then the call for compassion, right? When we are experiencing someone who is not acting in a kind way or has harmed us, we have perceived they have harmed us, then we can lean back and look at this person and see if the actions or the words they've used are really them be seeking love, really them seeking to feel like they are accepted and they belong. And can we then lean into compassion and offer that to them? Can we step outside of our own personal perception of the situation and see this person as someone who is really reaching out for us, to see them and to acknowledge them? And maybe they're used to, as they move through the world, people not acknowledging them, not seeing them, not accepting them. And just that simple gesture of moving beyond the way that they've treated us or beyond the words that they've said or the actions that we've experienced in regards to this person, if we can step over that and see this this interaction or the situation as someone's call for love, and we can extend that to them, then we can offer healing not only to this person, to remind them that they are lovable and they are worthy and deserving of belonging and being accepted. But it's also healing for us to recognize that whatever actions this person has offered to us, and or whatever words this person has said to us, cannot harm who we actually are. We can perceive that as so, but we cannot actually be harmed by this person. And therefore we can be that healing extension of love. So with that, we'll start in a little bit of breath awareness, body awareness. You can either start in a seat or lying down. If you are working with a yoga block or two yoga blocks, you're going to want them. This might sound a little complicated, but if you're working with one yoga block, you're going to want it at the back end of your yoga mat on the right-hand side. If you're working with two yoga blocks, you're going to want one at the back and one at the front, both on the right-hand side. And I'll talk more about the blocks as we get there. But go ahead and find your way into, again, either a seat or lying down. Just taking a moment to settle in and close your eyes. And begin to feel the movement of your natural breath. And just observe, inhale in and exhale out. And after a couple of rounds of natural breath, go ahead and begin to deepen each inhale. And lengthen each exhale. Take a deep breath in. And just slowly release that breath out. As we deepen our breath, we can remind ourselves that every cycle of breath is an opportunity to reset, an invitation to reset. And as we deepen our breath, we reconnect to that steadiness, that centeredness that is always available to us. Even when we get swayed away from that steadiness, a sense of being grounded, we can use our breath to bring us right back home. Right back home to that firm foundation. Of knowing who we are beyond this body, beyond this mind. We can rest in that steadiness, and then again, we can extend that steadiness out to others. We can extend the love that we feel when we are steady out to others, being to fill their cup, and maybe the perceived lack that they're experiencing. Or if we find ourselves shifted off of our center, maybe feeling unsteady or feeling lack ourselves, we can dive in and question where that belief is coming from. Where the perceived lack of love is coming from. And through that investigation, through that inquiry, we can uncover the belief, or maybe the events in our lives that led to that belief. So we can come back to our centered space, firm foundation and grounding. Just taking this last moment to maybe invite your own individual intention in. Whatever feels true for you individually to move and breathe with this morning. And then as you bring that intention forward, if you'd like to, maybe bring one or both hands to your heart as well. And we'll start with 3 rounds of cleansing breath. So go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. When you're ready, a deep breath in. And an open mouth, exhale to release. And one more time, deep breath in through your nose. And a cleansing exhale out of your mouth. And then just take your time to eventually find your way onto your back body, making your way into a full body stretch. Start to reach your hands up and overhead, maybe spread your fingers, spread your toes, maybe start to circle through your ankles, your wrists. And then eventually start to bring your knees into your body. Once you bring your knees into your body, take a little rock from side to side. And then interlace your hands onto your right shin. Extend your left leg out across the earth into winter moving pose. Take a deep breath into your belly. And then on your exhale, start to find your supine twist. Let your right knee reach across you. Allow your right shoulder to get heavy towards the earth. Just take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. And one more slow and steady inhale. And slow and steady exhale. Then from your supine twist, we're going to unwind to a supine tree. As you roll onto your back body again, let your right knee just fall open to the right into a half butterfly, half Shavasana shape. Just like your tree pose that you take standing up, really gentle openness to your right hip. Just breathe into your right hip. Allowing gravity to release your right knee a little bit closer to the earth as you breathe out. Or a little bit heavier into the ground if your right leg is already resting on your yoga mat. And from your supine tree, just slowly start to slide your right leg forward. And then bring your left knee to your left shoulder. When you're moving, pose second side. Take a deep breath in. And then supine twist as you breathe out. Left knee reaches over to the right. Start to move 2 cycles of breath through your body. After your second cycle of breath, you'll unwind into your supine tree, second side. Left knee is going to fall open to the left. This doesn't have to be exact. Your left foot doesn't have to be touching your inner right leg. Just a line of openness through your left hip. Then from your supine tree, take your time to slowly bring your knees back into your body. Eyes draw to your chest. And then moving into our core connection, take your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Breathe in. And on your exhale, just start to lift through your head and shoulders. So feeling your core begin to light up. Take another breath here. On your exhale, we're going to move into a slow bicycle. So as you breathe out, cross your right elbow towards your left thigh and start to send your right leg forward to a hover. Maybe both shoulder blades are elevated off the earth. Pause here as you inhale. And on your exhale, just make a slow switch to second side. Left leg goes long, bring your right knee in and twist. As you pause in your twist, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, slow switch back to the first side, right elbow to left thigh. Pause as you inhale. And slow switch as you exhale. Pause for your breath in. And switch slowly as you breathe out. Breathe in here, nice and deep, navel to spine. And exhale to switch. And then just hold for your inhale. Knees to chest, release and relax as you exhale. Take a big breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let that breath go. And start to make your way up to a cross-legged seat. So you can rock and roll a couple of times, or you can just tip over to your left or right side and push your way up. We're going to start with our right shin in front of our left. And reach your hands up to the sky as you inhale. And lean over to your left for a side bend with an exhale. So left hand comes to the ground. Reach your right hand overhead. Maybe let your left ear be heavy to your left shoulder. And take a big breath into your right side. On your exhale, you're going to start to dive to the left and forward, drawing a big half circle to second side. Passing across your shins. Eventually, your right hand comes to the earth. And left hand reaching up and over for your side bend. Take a breath here. Inhale to rise up, reach both hands to the sky, and as you exhale, fold over your shins any amount. Relax your head and just take one big breath. Your forward fold, go ahead and rise back up. As you lean back, go ahead and tip into a boat pose. So you can find baby boat, toes either touching the earth or hovering. You can take a medium boat, shins parallel to the ground, or if you want to, full boat, lengthen out through your legs. Feel your low back of your shoulder blades pressing your front body up and forward. Navel to spine. You'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Cross your left shin in front of your right, and then side bend over to the right side. Bring your right hand to the earth. Reach your left hand up and overhead. Breathe into your left ribs. And on your exhale, you're going to find that slow circle sweep to second side, diving forward and across. Left hand to the earth. Right hand reaches overhead. Breathe here into your right ribs. Give me a little more room between every rib as you inhale. Relaxing into it as you exhale. Your next breath in will rise you back up through center, reach to the sky, and then fold forward over your shins. Relax your head and just take one breath. Like before, as we inhale, we'll rise back up, lean into your boat pose again. Then go ahead and exhale your hands to heart center. Press your palms together so there's energy through your arms. Lift your sternum up to your thumbs. Take a breath. On your breath out, take a twist over to the left. Press with your right hand and resist with your left hand to really light up your left side body. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, second side, push with your left hand, resist with your right hand, find your twist. Then inhale back through center. We'll meet in tabletop pose on your breath out. So start to find your way to all fours. Shoulders stack over your wrists, hips stack over your knees, and breathe into your cow pose. Lift your heart up, lift your tailbone tall. Maybe even look up to the sky a little bit. Then exhale, cat pose. Push into your hands to round through your spine. Now, one more time, we'll inhale to our cow pose, heart and tailbone lift. And exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Then find a long neutral spine, just your traditional tabletop. We're going to send our left foot out to the left into an extended leg tabletop. So bring the 4 corners of your left foot to the earth. Gently engage your left leg as you press your left foot into the ground. And start to move your hips a little bit forward and back, just rinsing through your left hip joint. And if you find a sweet spot, you can pause there. Maybe taking an extra breath. Just checking in with your left inner thigh, your left hip. And then from here, after you've taken some time to create space to your hip, you're going to keep your left leg extended. Shift your shoulders forward over your wrists again. You're going to bring your forearm down to the earth, your right forearm down to the earth so that it is parallel to the top, the short edge of your yoga mat. And then just box your left hand out wide. So right forearm's on the ground, elbow beneath your shoulder, left hand is wide, press into the ground and pull your navel in. Now you're gonna bend your left knee towards your left shoulder. So you're kind of coming into like a little dog at a fire hydrant shape here. Notice we start to lean way over to the right, try to lean to the left a little bit more, really lighting up your outer left seat here. Keep pressing down through forearm and hand, navel to spine. As you inhale, start to lengthen your left leg up and back and kind of like half moon through your leg. Flex your foot, open through your left hip, squeeze through your outer seat to create the lift. Navel to spine, tailbone tuck slightly forward, and then You're gonna slowly start to bend your left knee to your left shoulder again. Slide your left knee forward to keep your hip open, knee high. And push your left foot up and back, slow and strong. For the squeeze to your outer seat at the top. We'll take one more like that. Go ahead and inhale, slide your left knee forward. Hip open, it doesn't need to touch your shoulder. And exhale, extend your left leg up and back. And that squeeze one more time to the outer glute. And then from here, we're gonna make our way to a high plank. So turn your left toes down to the earth. So your left toes find your yoga mat, press up to your hands, and step your right toes back. Take a slow breath in, and a slow exhale. And inhale to shift forward. With your breath out, lower to your belly. Really take your time to find your way down to the earth. Once you arrive, untuck your toes, breathe into your low cobra. Engage through your back body. And exhale to release. Finding a shoulder stretch, reach your left arm out to the left in line with your shoulder. Palm faces down to the ground. Looking to the right, tense your right fingertips on the earth. Bend your right heel to your seat, and then take your right toes behind you, rolling onto your left side body for your chest opening shoulder stretch. Collarbones really wide. Take a big breath here. And as you breathe out, you're going to roll onto your belly, and we'll move directly into second side. So right arm reaches to the right. Take your gaze over to the left. So you tent your left fingertips, bend your left heel to your seat, and send your left toes behind you like a kickstand. Getting a big stretch through your right shoulder, your right bicep, and the right side of your chest. Breathe towards the back of your body. And then as you breathe out, take your time to roll back onto your stomach. Both legs long, slide your hands back by your low ribs. Inhale to an upward facing dog, or maybe go back to cobra if that feels more true in this moment. And then downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Just take one big breath in here. Then as you breathe out, knees come down to the earth, tabletop pose. Send your right foot out to the right, coming into your extended tabletop second side. Again, you want to root down through your right foot gently, and then maybe start to find some movement, shift your pelvis forward and back. If you find an interesting spot, an interesting area, interesting sensation, feel free to pause there for an extra moment. And then keep your right leg extended as you shift forward again. Bring your left forearm to the earth, parallel to the top of your yoga mat. Elbow stacked beneath your shoulder. Box your right hand out nice and wide. Press down with your arms, engage your belly. Then bend your right knee towards your right shoulder. Lift your knee up like a dog at a fire hydrant. So the outside of your right glute, begin to engage. Pull your navel to your spine. To lean to the right side. Just kind of leaning more energy into your right hand. And then from here, push down with your left forearm. Proud chest. Inhale to reach your right leg up and back. Then take a moment to open your hip here. Find your outer seat energy. Flex your foot, that external rotation through your right hip like your half moon. As you inhale, you're going to bend your right knee forward, slide your right knee in the direction of your right shoulder. It doesn't matter how far forward it goes, but knee stays lifted and open. And exhale, press your right leg up and back. Finding that same outer seat engagement. One more time, inhale to bend your right knee towards your right shoulder, slide it forward. And exhale, push your right foot up and back. Find that extra squeeze through your seat as you lift your right leg. And then moving to your high plank pose, rotate your right toes down to the earth. Press up to your palms and step your left foot back. We'll inhale to shift forward. And exhale all the way to your belly again, slow and strong to the earth. Untuck your toes, inhale to a low or a high cobra. And exhale, lower it down. Gekko Pose, take your hands wider than your yoga mat. Tighten your fingertips, slide your elbows to stack over your wrists, and slide your shoulders out of your ears. And then inhale to lift up through center. On your exhale, dip your right shoulder in, take your gaze over to the left. Then inhale up through center, lift and lengthen. And exhale, second side, left shoulder dips in, look over to the right. And then breathe back through the midline. And exhale all the way back down to the earth. Hands by your low ribs. Inhale to your upward facing dog or cobra if you prefer. And exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Take a nice big breath in. Maybe open mouth, exhale out. Inhale your right leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And then bend your right knee and open your hip. That dog in a fire hydrant shape again. Pull your navel to your spine, take a deep breath. On your exhale, bring your right knee towards your right shoulder. So shift forward, slide forward, right knee towards right shoulder. From here, three-legged dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. On your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee lowers all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift your heart and your hands on Vinyasa. And on your exhale, hands come back down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step forward, forward fold. Soft knees, heavy head, take a breath here. And a slow breath out. Your in-breath, go ahead and rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana, reach up high to the sky. And in your out-breath, go ahead and find your goddess arms, elbows open wide, lift your sternum to the ceiling. Breathe in, hands reach back up. And on your breath out, forward fold all the way back down. Take a half lift as you breathe in. And left foot steps back, low lunge. Once your left foot is stepped back, turn your toes to the left so you're facing the long edge of your yoga mat and bend into your left knee for your side lunge. You could also go to Skandasana if you want to sink a little bit lower. Whatever version of a side lunge you're in, take one more breath. And with your breath out, rotate to the left, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat. To create a little bit more space to the hips, right knee hovers, cow lunge. Pull your heart forward and through. And then cat lunge, lengthen through your legs to create your hamstring stretch. Good. Now the block that's at the back end of your yoga mat, just bring that within reach of your left hand and bend into your left knee. Rotate your right heel down to the earth. Proud chest, press your feet, warrior two. Go ahead and rise up slowly. Take a moment just to settle in. And then from your warrior two, we're going to inhale to a reverse triangle, lengthen through your left leg and send your left hand up to the sky. And exhale, side angle, bend back into your left knee and reach your right hand to the ceiling. Collarbones nice and wide across your chest. Your sternum rotates open to the sky. You have the option to stay here. You have the option to find a half bind. Maybe take the back of your right hand or forearm to your low back. Or if it's available, you can also reach your right fingertips to your inner left thigh. Good. Right shoulder is sliding back in space. Keep or release your half bind. We're going to inhale to our reverse triangle. Lengthen through your left leg again, left hand to the ceiling. And then on your exhale, we're going into a half moon. So bend into your left knee. Releasing your half bind if you have it. Left hand's gonna reach for your yoga block. And then start to shift forward into the strength of your left leg and lift your right leg off the earth. So thinking about that same outer seat engagement that we were exploring in that tabletop variation, flex your right foot, open your right hip and squeeze your outer right seat. Roll your heart square to the wall that you're facing. And that openness across your chest. If you want to balance challenge, look up to the sky, big breath in. On your exhale, leave your yoga block behind, step back into your warrior two slowly. From here, turn all 10 toes forward. Okay, you're finding your star pose and then a little softness in your knees. Hinge into your forward fold. Head heavy to the earth, take an inhale. And take an exhale. From your forward fold, just grab onto your right leg and hug your forehead to your right shin. So like a little side bend over to the right side. And then as you release, rotate to face the front of your yoga mat, low lunge, right knee bends. Step back into your high plank. Deep breath in to shift forward. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog. So perhaps you travel through your flow. Maybe you just lift your hips up and back. From your downward facing dog, your inhale will lift your left leg to the sky this time. Exhale to bend your knee and open through your hip for that engagement through left seat. Gather up your in-breath. And on exhale, left knee slides towards left shoulder. Think about keeping your shoulders square. Don't worry about your knee touching your shoulder. Just feel that engagement through your left glute. Strong belly, three-legged dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. On your exhale, step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Right knee releases down to the ground. Breathe in to lift through heart and hands. With exhalation, bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step forward to your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen out your spine. And exhale to release. Rise all the way to stand with your next breath in, Urdhva Hastasana. On your out breath, soft knees, goddess your arms, open your chest. This time, let your hands fall to interlace behind you for your chest expansion bind. Your elbows can be bent, or your arms can be long, collarbones open across your heart. Lift your sternum to the sky, big breath in. And keep or release your bind forward fold with your exhale. An extra breath in. And if you have that bind, release your hands down to the earth. Step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Turn all 10 toes to the right side of the room. And bend into your right knee for your side lunge or your skandasana. Take your inhale. And then as you exhale, turn to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge. Continuing with our hip opening, you're going to bend your left knee, cow lunge, reach your heart forward. And exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen both your legs. Okay, as you bend into your right knee, go ahead and move your yoga block to the right side so that it is available and within reach of your right hand. And then start to find your way to your warrior two. Left heel rotates down, press your feet and rise up. Once you've settled into your warrior two, breathe in to reverse your triangle, right leg long, right hand high. Exhale takes you to side angle. Lean forward and tilt your left hand up to the sky. So again, you have the option to stay in your regular side angle. You have the option to find a half bind here. Left arm goes behind you, possibly to your right hip crease. Front ribs pull in really strong, especially if you have the half bind. Lengthen your tailbone to your left heel. And from here, go ahead and reach your left hand back up to the ceiling. Moving into our half moon, right hand's gonna grab onto your yoga block. I'm gonna adjust for my counter, and you're gonna lean into your right foot, using your block for support, Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So maybe looking down at the earth for stability initially. Pull into your belly and start to engage your outer left seat. And that strong lift to the outside edge of your left foot. Left shoulder is leaning energetically back to stack over your right. And you're long from the crown of your head to your left heel as you take one more breath in. In slow motion, we're gonna go into our warrior two. Step back down, spread your wings. Inhale to reverse your triangle, right leg long, right hand high. Star pose, turn your toes forward, reach up high and forward fold. Dive down to your wide-legged forward fold. From your wide-legged forward fold, hands grab onto your left leg and then just pull your forehead towards your left shin. Take a breath here. And go ahead and rotate to a low lunge to face forward, to face the top of your yoga mat. Step back into your high plank, left foot joins your right. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, vinyasa or down dog. You decide what you'd like to move through in this moment. Good. You return to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Maybe open mouth, exhale out. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip again. Pause for your breath in. Right knee towards your right shoulder as you breathe out. Hold for your inhale. Right knee towards the left tricep as you exhale, cross underneath your body. Three-legged dog, breathe your right leg up and back. And then step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Turn all 10 toes to the left. Bend into your left knee for your side lunge or skandasana. Just take one inhale. Then low lunge to the back of your yoga mat on your exhale. Right knee dips to a hover cow lunge, breathe in. And cat lunge, lengthen your legs with your breath out. And from here, bend into your left knee, move your block to the left side so your left hand can grab it. And then as you leave it behind, warrior two, right heel spins down, we rise on up. And from your warrior two, go ahead and find your reverse triangle, creating a little bit of a release and some space to your front left hip and your left side body. Then into your side angle, dive back in. Option to find your half bind again here in your side angle. Front ribs hug to the back of your body. And you have two options for your, or three options rather, for your left arm. Your left arm can stay exactly as it is. You can reach your left arm forward. That's going to be more core engagement, more engagement to your right obliques. Or you can move towards your full bind if you want to wrap your left arm around your left leg. Maybe you connect your fingers and lean your heart back and open. Okay. From whatever variation you're in, you're going to inhale to your reverse triangle, release your right arm, big breath. And we're going back into our half moon, bend into your left knee, reach for your yoga block, lean into your left foot, and find Ardha Chandrasana. This time you have the option, first of all, to stay as you are, or you have the option to bend your right heel to your seat. Maybe a little softness in your left knee. And then if you'd like to reach for sugar cane, right hand grabs your right foot. Roll your chest open, maybe kick back into your right hand with the power of your right leg. Full breath in. slow breath out. Now taking your time to release from here, find your way back into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, and then slowly step into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Star pose, turn all 10 toes forward, reach high as you inhale. Wide-legged forward fold on your exhale. To get halfway, let's lengthen your spine, big breath in. And exhale to fold a little bit deeper to the earth. And from here, next inhale to your halfway lift. We'll then rotate you to the right, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. Press into your hands, high plank, right foot steps back. Inhale to shift forward. And exhale, vinyasa or down dog. You return to downward facing dog, take a big breath in. Maybe open mouth, exhale out. Second side, breathe your left leg up to the sky. Bend your left knee and open your hip. Draw your navel to your spine so your low back isn't getting pinched or compressed at all. Take your inhale. Left knee towards your left shoulder. Shift forward with the exhale. Hold for your breath in. Left knee towards your right tricep, breath out. Three-legged dog, lift your left leg to the sky. And step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. All 10 toes turn to the right. Bend into your right knee, side lunge. Take an in breath here. And then low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, rotate around again. Move your block to the right side, available to your right hand, and then dip your left knee to hover, cow lunge, open your heart. Exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen through your legs. And then when you're ready, take a bend into your right knee, warrior two, left heel spins down, slow motion, root to rise. Breathe into your reverse triangle, right side reaches long. And exhale, side angle. Taking a moment here to explore. So again, you can stay here, option for your half bind. Left arm goes around you, front ribs hug in, and then your right arm can stay on your right thigh. You can reach your right arm forward, this extended half bound side angle. Or you can go for the full bind. Right arm reaching underneath your right thigh. I like to bring my second and third fingers together versus having a full clasp, but you can see what works for you. Take one more breath in whatever variation you're in. And then press your feet, reverse your triangle, release your half bind. One more half moon, bend into your right knee, grab your yoga block, shift forward into the power of your right leg, trying not to push off your back toes. This counter is not helpful. And as you find your half moon, just take a moment to breathe. Slightly anchor to the big toe mound on your right foot. If you'd like to find sugar cane, bend your left heel to your seat. Maybe left hand catches left foot. You can have some softness to your standing right leg. Think open chest. Heart moves forward as you maybe kick back. So one more breath here. Find your way back into half moon just for a moment. And then slowly step to your warrior two. Release. Okay, here we go. Star pose. Rise up, turn your toes forward, and wide-legged forward fold and dive down. Take an inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. High plank pose, the left foot takes a big step back. Inhale forward, exhale vinyasa or down dog. Then when you feel complete in your transition, we'll meet in a child's pose. Knees to the earth, hips to your heels. Take a slow breath here. Okay. Somehow, I've ran out of time. I had a whole other place I was going to take us, but we're going to shift gears. So go ahead and find a seat. I guess I'll show you real quick because I was very excited about it. And this way, if you want to take this class again on your own time, you can also progress it to this last piece. So the last piece that we were going to move to is a variation of a half bound, half moon. So I'll show it just real quickly so you have this kind of in your tool belt for if it's interesting for you to explore. So setting up just like we had been from our side angle, we find our half bind here. Yeah. And then from here, finding our way into half moon, especially with this variation, I think it's helpful to start with the block, shift forward, press to my front foot, avoid the counter, and I'm in my half bound, half moon, turning my chest open. Now, this is a good place to stay. Otherwise, you might start to bend your right heel to your seat like you did for sugarcane. Maybe a little softness in the standing leg. If you're feeling steady, your left hand can reach towards your right foot. So in this big pretzel shape. Up, and you release out the way you came in. I'll show it from the other side just so you can see what it looks like from the back. And then we'll lie down. So, from my half bound, half moon, which is a beautiful shape to stay in and explore. If I'm feeling adventurous, I bend my top heel to my seat. That's my left leg in this case. A little softness through my standing leg. Really active through my core, looking down at the earth. Perhaps my right hand catches my left foot, and then I find my expansion from there. Okay. So, super duper pretzel-y, very, very balanced, challenging, but that is a thing. We're gonna lie down, so grab a sip of water if you're thirsty, and then go ahead and find your way to your back body. Either just hug your knees into your chest and relax back. If you feel called to use your core, go ahead and lower slowly. Once you arrive to your back body, you'll bring your knees into your chest. Maybe take a little rock from side to side. Big breath in. And open mouth, exhale out. When you're ready for your twist, you're gonna let your knees tip over to the left, finding your gentle twist. Or an eagle leg twist if you wanna wrap your right leg around your left. And from your twist, slowly, gently unwind back to center. Take your time. Just pause for an inhale. And let your knees tip over to the right as you exhale. Again, either a gentle twist or maybe left leg wraps around your right for an eagle leg twist. When you unwind from your twist, knees come back to chest. If you have a yoga block available, we'll use it for a supported bridge. If you're not working with the yoga block, you can take a traditional bridge pose or a fallen bridge pose. Fallen bridge for if you do not want to lift your hips, or feel free to take anything else like a happy baby, etc. So your bridge variation of choice or whatever else feels true for your body in this moment. You're going to your supported bridge, setting up just like your bridge pose, knees bent, feet planted to the earth. Root through your feet to lift your hips up, and then slide your yoga block underneath your sacrum, kind of like the upper part of your glutes, but lower than your low backs. Just finding that place where you can place the block in order to support the weight of your pelvis, creating space through your lumbar spine. Now you can just let your hips be held here, supported by your yoga block. Or your other two options are finding a butterfly shape in your legs, soles of your feet together, knees open wide. Or some people like to send their legs out long like Shavasana, this elevated Shavasana. Just make sure that if you're taking either of these variations, your low back feels really healthy and happy there. I sometimes find that the butterfly or Shavasana legs feels best on the lower setting of the yoga block. But that just depends on your body, your anatomy. And if you're not working with the yoga block, you could also move into your butterfly shape after you've spent some time in maybe your bridge, whatever else you've chosen to add into this couple moments. In these couple of moments, we're just going to take a few more slow breaths, also coming back to intention as we pause. Reminding yourself of the intention that you set way back at the beginning of your practice. And as you call it forward, breathing deeply into that intention. Breathe your intention throughout your entire body and into your heart, into your mind. You can choose to stay here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, when you're ready to transition, feet plant to the earth. If you're still on your yoga block, lift up your hips just enough to slide your yoga block out from underneath you. Lower your hips to the ground. Take a couple slow windshield wipers from side to side. And then as you feel complete, you're just going to start to reach your legs out and find your way into your Shavasana, your final relaxation. As you settle into the support of the earth, allow your eyes to close. Maybe take a slow and deep breath in through your nose. And then an open mouth exhale to release. For these last few minutes of your practice, settling back into that steadiness is your true nature. Knowing that everything is love, either an extension of love or a cry out for love. With that in mind, we can move through this world with greater compassion for both ourselves and everyone around us. So settling deeper and deeper into the earth. Allow your entire body to become heavy and relaxed. Either continue to rest exactly as you are, allowing the earth to rise up and hold you. You can start to bring some gentle movement back into your fingers, your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Maybe a full body stretch with a big breath in. And on your exhale, if you want to close your practice on the earth, maybe just bring your hands to your heart. If you want to slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat, draw your knees into your body, tip over to your left or right side, pausing in your fetal pose for a moment, before then continuing your way up to a comfortable seat. And from wherever you'd like to close your practice today, taking a moment to pause and check in. Really feel your body, your breath. It's moving through your heart and your mind. In this final moment, we pause in gratitude. I'm grateful for this practice that offers us insight, wisdom, understanding, clarity, and connection. I'm grateful for our bodies, the physical vessel that moves us through every moment of each and every day and offers us this human experience. So in gratitude, let's take a deep breath in through the nose together. And open mouth, exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, always guiding us to live more authentically, love more deeply, and see more clearly each and every day. Thank you so much for being here, and namaste.